Hey, Paul. How you
Hey,
doing?
Greg.
Can you hear
Good,
me?
man. I can hear you perfect fine. Where, tell
Awesome.
the people where you are.
Yeah, I'm here in Brooklyn, in New York, at the Coinbase Code NYC Hackathon. I'm representing one of my customers,
Nice.
really smart guy named Chayton, who has he has a company called Flora that does it's a marketplace for MCP servers. So if you're doing an MCP server and you want to have it monetized, he has a protocol called monetize MCP that you include in your MCP server. So for an autonomous AI agent, you need a marketplace in order to discover, right? So once you build one, it's out there doing stuff. You want to charge for it, you can use this gateway. You also need a way to like discover them
Cool.
and connect them. And so he has a marketplace for it. So yeah, we're here at this hackathon. There's a lot of other people doing MCP server, AI agent stuff. Coinbase has a new protocol X402 that MCP or monetize MCP is compatible with. And so the big value prop is that if you use MCP, monetize MCP, you can work with like multiple gateways and stuff. So
Yeah,
there you
gotcha.
go.
That's cool.
Nerdy weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Looks like they just got started. So there's some people here. Here, I'll show you.
Nice. That's
So I believe the event is sold out. There's 200 people that registered for the
wow.
hackathon. Yeah, and they will code all through the night, and then Chait and I will judge the apps. Uh, and Flora has a category um,
Okay, that's
for
cool.
most creative. That was something I suggested. I wanted like, hey, let's do something like super creative. I think hackathons are an awesome opportunity to like really push the boundaries of what you're building.
That's
And then
true.
the other category is like most viable, right? Like, hey, this one's gonna make the most money.
That's sick. So you guys are judging this. There will be a winner.
Yeah, I think all of the sponsors have bounties and categories. So it's really cool as a developer here. You can use multiple tools from the sponsors and put it into your app, and you can
Yeah.
win or enter and conceivably win in multiple categories. So as entry, like you could run the tables and win a bunch of money if you were successful in a number of different categories. You can enter in as many as you want.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What have you already talked to some people? What are they building?
Yeah, it's a good question. I talked to one guy upstairs who had a service that was a tutor
Okay.
for kids. It was really interesting. So in New York City, I think they have in other areas too. If you um, have a child in public school,
Yeah.
you can pull them out and put them into different charter schools that are, hopefully a better educational environment than some of the public schools. And he had a tool that was to provide tutoring for kids that leave public school and go into the charter system. A lot of time, they're perhaps
Yeah.
behind their peers in the charter school, and so he had a whole thing with like agents that would do tutoring, and the thing had like a payment system where if you're one of the kids and you do good on your homework, you can get crypto coins. So there's
Okay,
like
that's sick.
monetary incentive. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's a
I
gamified
thought, I
study.
thought,
That's a
dude, I thought it
genius.
was a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like there's been a lot of people who've talked about this. Like, why not give economic incentives for kids who go to school and stuff? I'm a big advocate of it. I think, I like capitalism. I think incentives are everything. I think it's actually a
The
good
right
idea.
incentive. Totally. 100%
My
agree.
my suggestion was like you could also be penalized. So he didn't have that, but I was like, look, you should have the coins go in the kid's wallet, and if they don't do it, they miss a day, they have to pay a fine. Which I actually am an advocate for. Like, I think it should go in both directions. Like, you should
Yeah.
be rewarded, but you should also be penalized because that is how I think the real world works.
So you get slapped on the hand, you lose some coins, or you lose some rewards.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
there's
that's
like people who've tried this with fitness apps. You get penalized like if you miss your workout and stuff. I'm a big believer in this. I think it's an interesting model.
I love it. Cool, man. What do you want? Do you want to talk about like GPT-5? Any of the stuff from news this week? Lots have happened.
Yeah, let's walk around a little bit more here, like we're getting set up. Um,
Yeah, I love to.
Dude, I have to say, like, it's really great to be back in New York. I
Yeah,
love it here. And my wife was really excited. She's like, it's perfect for you. You I'm getting a little old for this stuff, but she's like, you love New York. And I was big in hackathons from like 2010 to 2014 in the mobile era. Did a lot of them
nice.
in the Bay Area and stuff. Yeah, so it's fun. It's fun to be back doing this stuff. Yeah, we should definitely talk about GPT-5. I'll jump onto my PC and see if we can do it from there.
Yeah. Walk around.
All
Let's
right.
see what people are
All
doing.
right.
How's this? Can't hear you. Nothing yet, eh? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. It's back on. All right. There you go. I knew we'd have a little bit of a challenge there, but that's okay. It's live, fun.
This is perfect. Hear you now.
All right. ChatGPT 5.
I don't know. Yeah, let's let's let the people behind you settle in, and then maybe we can walk around. What do you think?
You want me to walk around more? I'm back on the PC, buddy.
Okay, let's just talk about GPT-5.
Yeah, they're all hacking now.
They're all hacking away. Let them hack, and then we'll walk around.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on
Yeah, so
GPT-5?
I think it's cool. I think it's the first time that GPT is pushing towards the tool calling. If you read some of the press releases, or if you read some of the blog content from people who got their hands on this model first, they are heavily pushing and explaining that this GPT has access to tools. So it's kind of like directly competing with MCP, and you have to use it in a way that makes sense.
Yeah, it's obvious that like so they're gonna try to create their own ecosystem and everything. Like if I
Yeah,
was ChatGPT, like my own autonomous agent protocols, came for all of that stuff, because the the tradition or history of Silicon Valley and technology is that the market leader always tries to like own as much of the ecosystem as possible, right? Like Facebook works that way. Apple works that way, right? The ecosystems are fairly closed, and usually the nearest competitor tries to make an open system, just like Android and Google.
Yeah, I'm like, so a couple things there is, yes, they're competing on MCP. It seems like they're competing not directly on coding. And also it's not AGI. It's nowhere near AGI. So
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of heat, like, because I mean, I'm not surprised by it, but um, Altman's been out there perhaps overselling it or
yeah,
hyping it up, which I think is his job. Uh,
of course, of course.
but yeah, I mean, what I think the average person thinks AGI is like not going to be achieved in the next couple of years. But for me, that seems pretty obvious. And I don't know, like I'm not just I think the tools are incredible. I think the new rollout's great. It's funny, like I went on Reddit and like the number one thread that I found when I did a search was like Chat GPT 5 is garbage. And
Yeah,
just all these
yeah,
angry comments, but like there wasn't a lot of things that were specific other than people were mad that like there's some limits now and you are forced to upgrade to the $200 a month
yeah,
um package, which
right.
is like expected. I mean, they're all obvious things if you've been around. Uh, and that, there were a lot of people who said what I have already believed about ChatGPT was that the quality of the writing is not very good. And I haven't done enough with it. I use it for some other things, but I've been disappointed with the writing capabilities of
GPT
ChatGPT for a
5.
while now. You've been pretty
Yep.
clear that it's just it's not a good writer, and I like to joke like it's totally tasteless. Like I wouldn't even use it to like do gas station advertisements. So I'm not surprised by it. But I mean, my answer is that I think everyone's uncovered the AI tools in the big market. The big market is like vibe coding, software engineering, autonomous agents that do a lot of those types of things, and
Yeah,
that's where I think
yeah,
they've made a conscious decision to go down the path of like building a tool that does that. And I think they're trying to replace Google search. I think there's like two use cases that are
yeah.
really
Replace
big.
Google search. Correct.
Yeah, replace Google search and become a coding assistant. And they're like now perhaps neck and neck with Claude, depending on your perspective on it. I've been using it to do vibe coding, write Python scripts. It's like, I mean, for me, amazing to be able to use natural language and do coding and do things that like I could not do before or
Yeah,
very hard or I needed assistance. And usually what was happened to me was like I'd set up something and then I'd run into some roadblock and then run to another roadblock and they'd be simple things, but they would add up. It'd be like wasn't in the right directory or I didn't have this like library downloaded and everything. And I just get
totally.
like and I just go like this is not worth my time. I would just go and find someone else to do it for me. And so now I like well, dude, it's mind blowing. So with AI, it's like I have that person now that I used to be when I was like, I don't understand this. And then ChatGPT or Claude goes, oh, Gregory, just blah, blah, blah. And I like, boom, done. Like, I'm like, whoa, like I understand it all. I don't want to be a professional software engineer. So the tools for me are like giving me superpowers.
I think that's the distinction though. So Claude is becoming tools for the developer that actually knows how to develop. GPT is for everybody else. So now I'm starting to see that GPT-5 might actually allow people like yourself code as well or even better than software developers using Claude. That's exciting. I think that's huge.
It's mind blowing. I
That's
mean,
mind
like I was
blowing.
talking to
Right.
a team of developers the other day who like they sold some like library or framework and they're just like trying to pivot and like consumer, like trying to do a totally different business because they don't think that there's going to be any market for like
Yeah.
uh, frameworks, libraries. There were like people had businesses around these things. Like it's all just going to be built into these systems, or like the system will just create the library. Like it doesn't. You don't need to get a library anymore. I mean, it's just like it's evolving so quickly. I mean, that's what I saw was like in 5 years. I think I could uh, build pretty sophisticated
Anything.
application with these types of tools,
Yeah.
which is like important. For me, it's a really important point. Like everyone's panicking about jobs. So my takeaway from this is that you still need to know computer science. And like you and
Mm.
I, like we've worked with computers a long time. I know a lot about how they work. I've seen them from their inception, perhaps. And so for me, a lot of those things are very obvious. But knowing all the very intricate details, like how these work, is a lot of knowledge, and you still will need all of that knowledge where like I know what Python is, I know what a library is, I know what a directory
Right.
is, I know I like
Right.
and like it might sound silly, but it's only silly if you talk to somebody who hasn't had a lot of experience with this stuff. Like the like you forget the like layers of sophistication on top of that. And it's only when you talk to someone a long time and try to like explain how you do some coding, you can see the knowledge is just tremendous. So I think that like people should still study computer science because I think it'll had a lot of coffee today. I think
Nice.
I know I could yeah, it's good. I think that like this this point for me is really important. So the coding piece gets abstracted out, which means like the computer science piece becomes, I think, more important because I think the computer science piece becomes more complicated. So if the coding piece now is solved by agents, the way you string together hardware, components, libraries, languages is going to be really important. So understanding the strength of Python and the strength of MongoDB and the strength of like um, JavaScript and how this works. Like you still need to know all of those things. You just don't have to be an expert in coding it.
I actually kind of disagree on this. I think it's going to
Okay.
be more important to have multidisciplinary. So
Well,
like
yeah, sure.
software developers, you could study CS, but it's going to be more important for you to know something else. So like you
Like
have
what?
to be engineer, you also have to be, let's say, a marketer, so that you can directly apply all of the stuff that you do to a complete adjacent field. So like what I'm trying to say is it's much more powerful to be a marketer who knows how to code than a developer who knows how to market.
I mean, this is a really interesting point. So, so I mean, it depends what we're talking about. So like
Sure.
will there be a need for like computer science degrees in the future? Yes. And I actually think the
Of
demand
course.
will increase.
Right.
I think the skill set of like I'm an expert in this language is gonna go away. And there's a lot of people who like there was teams of people that just did like Python scripts to like move data around and stuff, and we don't need any of those people. And they had managers and they had product
Yeah.
managers and like so I
Right.
mean it's a huge change, right? Like not everybody was a computer science person. They went to like a coding boot camp and whatever, right? And so that's where I'm saying I think is important. You making what I would say is a different point, but an important point that like if you want to be really formidable,
Yeah.
knowing I mean business and economics will always be valuable.
Got it.
And that's why like it's more popular. There's a big joke that like all the Americans all learn economics and business degrees, but most let's like foreign like people. I'm trying to think of the right term. Where in other markets where it's popular to do like IT services and stuff, everyone's very focused on the production in terms of like getting an engineering degree. I know a lot of engineers who were like, we're joking about this. So like Americans and like Silicon Valley, like what you're saying, very focused on like the business
Mm,
and the business
right.
model and less on the like implementation. But the implementation is really important. I think understanding like how it works, but you don't need to necessarily be uh, the carpenter
To do the actual work. Yeah, gotcha. So like,
to do
yeah,
doing the carpentry. You still need to be an architect, and you still need to understand project management, business, all these things. But like just being an expert at like, and that's where like a lot of these other there's a lot of people that are just focused on those roles, right? And they're less popular in the United States, or like less people who like I'm going to be like just so awesome at databases or whatever it is.
that's such a good point. So yeah, I think like we'll have to still test out GPT-5. I feel like I need to figure out the way to prompt it, give it a lot more tool calling abilities. So give it kind of inside of the prompt, I want to define it should be searching websites, it should be using these tools, instead of the way that I've been prompting it, which is giving it lots of detail of the task that I want it to perform. So that could be a massive difference in its capabilities. And I will say, like, currently a lot of people are complaining about how they're losing access to their old GPTs, like for all, where they saved up a lot of memory and saved up a lot of conversation. So that, what do you think? What do you think on that point? From
Yeah,
where,
I've heard something about this. Like, it, it's like the new system's not necessarily compatible with like the old.
correct?
Huh. It had there's an upgrade issue. They moved to this.
So
I
essentially, you
understand
lose,
the depth of it actually.
you lost all of the access to the old GPTs. It's all kind of rolled into one, into five, GPT-5. I wonder why they did this. So, like, the API cost of using 5 is dramatically lower now, like much lower. So it could be a cost saving thing that they did.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I'm tempted to say it's a vision thing. I think Alman really is aiming to do AGI. Whether he'll achieve it or not, I think he 100% is like sincere that is his mission, in spite of all the hype. And so, if that's your mission, one GPT to, Rain would be the product vision. It's conceivably cheaper, but it's also conceivably more expensive and more complicated to manage. So I don't know. I don't know enough about how it's built.
Yeah, let's see where all of this goes. It seems like the new agent's coming out every 6 months, and I wonder like what the next one would be. You got any predictions?
I didn't understand that the backwards compatibility was a huge issue. I had read something about that, but I didn't understand that it's that dramatic. Like, you literally can't use the old conversations.
You can't. So it seems like people are testing the new GPT, and it's just completely different. Like the way that it responds, it's not as affirm. It's a lot more like business-like, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So people are not happy with it.
I heard people tell me that like the more, let's call it like mental health and wellness side,
correct,
or just like that type of stuff, that people were like, oh my god, the personality is totally different. Like, I lost my friend. I actually heard a bunch of people like, like some joking about it, some actually kind of serious about it, like that it made such a huge difference in the personality, which is fascinating. There's so many reasons.
And people are, it's kind of scary, don't you think? It's like people are
yeah.
And like I've heard this like ridiculous story where the prime minister of Sweden or somewhere who tweeted or talked about during an interview that he uses GPT to make a lot of decisions. He converses with GPT. So you think these kind of shifts are literally like nation moving, and it kind of like scares me a little bit how powerful these AI companies are starting to become.
There's some moments where like you see how AGI, I'm gonna say, like, will emerge someday. Like, I think it's an inevitability. Like, when that happens, I don't know. I'm not even confident it's in my lifetime. But 100 years from now, 500 years from now, like, it seems inevitable that like there will be like I even believe that we've talked about this a little bit. Like, the whole machine civilization theory like seems plausible. Like,
it's very plausible.
It's
very
totally
plausible.
Plausible. Like that. Like, AI becomes so sophisticated, starts creating other AIs. They all have different personalities. They do things. They're attached to machines. They have machines that make machines. Like, there's a whole machine civilization. Like, it's like, it seems like it. Like, I don't believe it'll happen in my lifetime, but like the idea that this could exist or will exist, I think is very real. Like, I don't think it's science fiction.
I don't think so either. I think it's
no.
I think we're very, very close there. So that's like I'm more scared of that, right? Where humans start relying on these GPT AI things, that's not fully AGI, so it has no conscience. It has like no actual intelligence.
And so they're announcing the food trucks. I'm gonna go on mute.
All right, let's do it. This is cool. What is if you type in the chat, maybe I can tell the stream what is happening. What's
They're it's like it's lunchtime, so they're announcing the food trucks are outside.
Nice. Okay, gotcha. Are you gonna go grab some lunch or?
No, dude, I'm 100% vegan again.
Oh, nice. What
yeah.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
I'm the most annoying person. Again, I like ride a bike everywhere and vegan. Like everyone just, like it's embarrassing almost. I had to do it for health reasons. I had some like issues with my cholesterol, and it's like genetic, so I have high cholesterol, which is like I lead a really healthy lifestyle.
Surprising.
Yeah, and so I had to change my diet. And I even went on some statins to like reduce cholesterol because it's not healthy for you. And so so like now I have, and I was a vegan for like many years. Now I told my doctor, I'm like, well, at least now I have like a real medical excuse, like to be a vegan. Like,
yeah,
not just annoying. Like I have a real condition, which is cool. I'm like, I actually enjoy vegan food. So I don't know what there'll be for me to eat there, but I'm not too worried about it. I have to like bring my own food everywhere now.
You're in Brooklyn. I'm sure you'll find a
exactly
hip vegan spot. That's pretty.
All right, so it looks like they're done with the announcements. ChatGPT 5. So there was some stuff that I read. I'm playing around with it enough, but like there were people trying to frame the article that you sent me. We should show that. They put the one up on the screen.
Yeah. You're talking
that article. I mean, if you believe it, like the guy made some pretty interesting statements about the capabilities and its ability to like code and like solve problems that it couldn't solve before. I mean, did you believe this article? What was your take on it?
I think this is correct. I think I agree. So like GPT-5 is moving towards tool calling, and this was probably the most informative graph in this entire article. And it's kind of changing the way that I'm thinking about GPT-5 and all AI models that ChatGPT or OpenAI will release in the future, right? So like this, maybe let me summarize. We're slowly moving away from a data science problem of improving LLMs. We're now moving towards engineering problem. And the engineering problem is essentially training these tool calls and creating a context around these tool calls for the LLMs to have access to. So another thing that they're talking about is this is like the Stone Age of LLMs, which kind of makes sense, right? We're now teaching LLMs to use tools. Its raw intelligence kind of peaked out, and then now it needs to become engineers and use tools. And that's how we'll move the progress forward.
Yeah, it's quite like, I mean, it's all very logical, right? And like there's a lot of other people in the like AI world who have said that the intelligence piece is getting tapped out, which is it's logical, right? You've got a acceleration curve, I guess is the right term.
Yeah.
And that there's a point where like it's just diminishing returns, right? The stuff's clearly smart. I don't think it needs to be smarter. I think it needs more capabilities, and it needs to be able to do more things and do them effectively, do them repeatedly, do them correctly. Like there's a whole host of things they need to fix, which they're trying to work on, and they made some really interesting progress.
I think so. So I'm hopeful of all of these things. I think this is the right move. What this means is we're going to see essentially a marketplace blow up of all of these different uh, tools that support AI agents. And what this hopefully means is in 2 years or so, we'll get to replace all of the browsers, the way that humans interact with the computer. If we can do that, then that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, I mean that's so we were talking a lot about that today because with Flora and Chayton and all the MCP server stuff, like
Yeah,
it's clear to me that that framework is like you and I we talked about it a long time. But like it seems like it's a replacement or an alternative to HTTP, like some of the core elements of the internet, and like a lot of services are going to migrate to these autonomous agents,
correct.
and they're
Correct.
going to move away from the browser. I mean, you can even see like you can see it now, right? Like I guess like if I was to frame it really high level, AI mode on Google, the reduction and the reduction impact of like traffic search, the whole methodology and like way that we're familiar with the internet page metaphor, right? Like apps kind of change the game in terms of like showing people what's possible,
Yeah,
like an app on your phone, right? Which I always thought
yeah,
was like a much better experience, at least, than like a web page. But
correct.
now with like autonomous agents, like yeah, I think a lot of the like web metaphor goes away, and like you'll have an app or something you interact with, and then the agent like just does what it needs to do. I think for the average person,
Yeah,
yeah, they'll just like they go on their phone and they'll just turn their agents on. It'll probably be built right into like iOS or something, and they'll have an agent that does a lot of things for them.
correct.
And so it's really gonna just change how the internet like works.
I think so. Like internet will actually disappear into the background, right? Like that's
Yeah,
the point. Which right now everybody is plugged into the internet literally every single day. Like this call is happening over the internet. But in the future, like I really do believe if everything all of this goes well, I stop using computers. Like full stop.
it's never gonna happen.
Never gonna
You
happen.
you'll do everything from your phone, or you'll be glad. Like, what do you mean?
Like, anything. Right? Like I sent around that um the Omi.ai thing where you just have a device and it's constantly tapping to your
Oh,
every
right.
move, right? So like some kind of wearable where you talk to it, it'll give you some kind of feedback and things gets done in the background.
I don't know, dude. This demo is corny.
It's corny. It's terrible, right? This is like straight out of Black Mirror with a chip on their
On
on
his
the
head,
guy's head. That's like fully Black Mirror.
and then he's like
Very
trying to use it to pick up the girl. It was
to
just
pick up
like
the girls.
the nerdiest marketing, like like this. So, dude, this is why nerds need good marketers to not make videos like this.
Nowhere, yeah, absolutely no one would be
Well, like just
look at this and
really
yeah,
basically, like it's like if this is your pitch, it's not for girls,
no,
right? Like the first thing I
yeah,
thought when I really went like, and like there are some guys who are good at meeting people. They don't need it. So you're talking, like it's just like, oh my god, this marketing is just it's just
terrible,
terrible.
absolutely terrible.
Uh, and like we've seen this before too with like all the glasses. Remember all the glasses demos from like I don't know 7 years ago? There was
From
one that
Google
was like
Glasses,
exactly
yeah,
the same as this. It was a different alternative, and the guy was doing the same thing, like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
shooting at. Oh, I don't know. Like, I mean, I mean, we've been looking at these demos for a long time, and so like, will these things be a reality? I think it's a long. It's got to go a long way to like replace the computer or the phone, perhaps.
Or the phone, right? So I don't think it will replace the phone because the form factor is just too good.
It's too good. Yeah.
It's just too good. But replacing a laptop, I could be convinced. I could be convinced.
I
I would
mean, did you
love to
like?
just stop using a laptop or like an operating system in general, right? Like I don't want to be logging onto the internet using a browser, clicking around, using a mouse, a keyboard.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I wear glasses, so I'm more apt to believe that like at least I would wear they
The
lose the plain normal
virtual.
glasses. You wear glasses too. So like for me, like AI glasses, I think is like I see the benefit and like I don't think there I think there's less and less stigma all the time too, like wearing glasses.
Yeah.
Like a little chip on your head or like I don't know. I mean maybe I mean I do think that like that's what I think it's what the device Johnny Ives and Sam Altman will make. I just think they'll have better marketing than this, perhaps.
Oof. If they make a wearable that's anywhere close to this, I feel like we've already seen enough that nobody will be open to it.
I think it'll be
Either
a
from
little
Black
like
Mirror, from
a
this.
little pod thing that you walk around with and like listens to everything that you say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like the problem with all these device ideas is that if it's listening to everything I say. You
Correct.
can just build that feature into the phone. You can build that feature into your smartwatch. Like you don't necessarily need a third device. You can build in the glasses. Like if
Right,
it just listens and then does stuff for you, like you don't really need a new device.
right. So the form factor is still a question.
I mean, I think it's really hard call on these things. I mean, I guess the only data I have is that the keyboard and mouse still exist and they're popular. So I think it's
And it
actually a
works.
really, yeah,
Right.
really important point that like the guy. I mean, there's videos. The guy on Bend the Mouse saying like two things. He says this is a dumb name, and I'm sure someone will come with something better. And then he says I think someone will invent something much better in like 5 years or something. Like, and it's still around and it's still called a mouse.
Nice.
So he
Nice.
invented something like quite good. I think it's actually a testament to his design ability.
Yeah, I see your point there. I
But
agree.
like I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool. I want to try them. I like the smartwatch. I have a smartwatch. I think they work really well.
That would be a cool hackathon idea. Is to come up with the form factor that people actually would
I mean,
use.
what other options are there? You got a phone, you got glasses, you got a watch, like, and you can walk around like a little necklacey friend thing, like your little Pokemon. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're like a cute little friend. They'd be more. They kind of for kids, but it was like a little like a robot dog. And that actually, I would love that. I want a little Aibo robot dog thing that like walks
That
around
just
me and
follows
follows me
around.
around.
It
Yeah,
follows
and it does
you
all.
around.
It does all. It's my little AI companion.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or it just gets built into like everything, you know?
I mean, that seems the obvious angle too. Is that like you? Why would my personal? Let's call it personal agent. Why would my personal agent not just live in the cloud and just wherever I am, it exists?
Privacy. That's the key. That
Yeah. Well, besides that, of course.
do you want some like intelligent thing that knows everything about you to living in the cloud?
Well, I think, dude, that's a
Probably.
great point. Well, no, I
Probably.
think that one direction that Apple could conceivably go in is that they do a local LLM, and like your personal agent is local on your device for
Right.
security reasons.
Right. Oh, and then everywhere you go, you see that future I'm open to, right?
I
Like,
mean, it's quite logical, right? Like it would have to be. So it's like you're like this thing has my personal LLM is on there with all my stuff. Like it
right,
actually be a better model that is say like I would love for like it to be like a vault, kind of how crypto works. It's a vault here,
a wallet.
and
Yeah, yeah,
everything like it's like a personal data wallet.
right,
All of my life is there, and it's this hardware thing.
right.
There's good bad to it because like people would want to make it really valuable. People want to steal it. I know you get a back. I guess there's ways to solve for it, but I would be a fan of that.
Yeah, and then you walk around with it in your pocket. I see. We're getting into like, yeah, you walk around it, and then maybe if you go to a store, it syncs up with the store, and the store knows exactly who you are.
I mean, it could have all kinds of like location-based
Correct.
information and knows where you are, and you could like turn. I mean, there's a lot you could do with it. I think it's cool.
I think
All right,
that's
anything
a
else you
smart
want to
idea.
talk about GPT-5? We've covered all.
I think we covered everything. GPT-5 was this week. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
That was big. Any
That's
other?
pretty big. It's big,
any
but
other?
like, you know, I don't think it was that. It wasn't mind blowing. Which from a marketing perspective, do you think the GPT-5 marketing was a success overall? Is that a hard question to answer?
But yeah. So okay, this is really good. I think it's a good point. What is marketing's job? Marketing's job is to get people focused on the product. I think it was successful from that perspective. Like he did capture the attention of the world. And like, you know, did he overhype it? I mean, dude, I think that's a sign that the marketing works. Like what product that like all the fanatics are excited about and then they see it, are they underwhelmed? It seems to always happen. I can't imagine, I can't come up with a concept where like so one came out and everyone's like, this is even better than I thought.
I see.
Like what is that product? Like, I know the Apple Watch launch and it's cool. It's exactly what you expected, right? Or the Vision Pro launch and it was kind of a disappointment. Or each iPhone comes out and like it's cool, but like I'm trying to think of the part where there's a lot of hype that came out and everyone's like, this is even better.
Oh, it had a lot of hype. Correct. Right. It's usually like not a lot of hype. People try it and their minds are blown.
And
like,
it exceeds their expectations, right? Which is rare.
Correct.
That happens more with like startups or like people like throw out some kind of product that takes off. But it probably has like a lot of hype, a lot of marketing behind it. Generally, there's people who are just like too excited about it, and then they get it, and it doesn't live up to their expectations. I think it's very human, like in general. Like the new album comes out or whatever it is, like you get that pair of shoes, and you're like, oh, that's it, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like 3.5, right? The first time you tried 3.5, your minds were blown. You're like, I've never heard of GPT.
Awesome, right? No one ever heard of it, and so it was like mind blowing. So from that perspective, I think like they did a good job. They got everyone focused on it, and he continues to like push the hype, which I think is his job. I think he should. Like, you want people to focus, you want to capture attention. That's the job of marketing. And people are disappointed. You know, that's bound to happen when you have something that's that highly anticipated. You know, I think the like rollout, the chart stuff. Oh, we didn't talk about that. Chart stuff was a bit of an embarrassment. So the charts were off. Did you see this? It's well documented all over like X. So
you're talking about during their presentation, right?
During their presentation, there was some chart.
Yeah. It's all over the place. Right.
And like, dude, like a joke. I'm not a mathematician, but I couldn't figure out like why those charts were set up that way at all. Like they were just wrong. They were like super odd. And like everyone saw it, and it just like it really like it was bad in the sense that like I think it like really reduced confidence. Like because where I think AI is struggling right now is in the enterprise. And so enterprises have a lot of like real concerns.
Yeah.
Security, hallucinations, repeatability, quality. And so their own rollout has like big issues with like charts being calculated wrong, like doing things that are like quantitative. Yeah. So it should be able to do them. It's not a qualitative thing. Like it should be able to just do those correctly. And for whatever reason, like it was wrong. They did fix the charts. Like if you go and check if they're all correct now. But I thought that was a pretty big gap. And like, look, they're trying to go fast. They're a startup. Like I know the other argument or the other side of it. And I would still say that like getting things out there and like having some issues is part of the process.
It's okay. Right.
I think so. I think that's what like high tech startups are all about. It's not a medical device, right? You don't want to release your pacemaker and say, oops, we didn't catch that, right? Like that. So different categories have different requirements in terms of like expectations on rollout of products. So I think that like that they took the bold step of like releasing it with some flaws is okay. Yeah. But it's not going to do them any favors in enterprise.
Got it. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know where. Do you think that they are going? Well, they must be, right? Going after enterprises. They
Have to at
they
this point,
announced
like in order to meet like their targets with like their
shareholder,
valuations and stuff,
right?
they've got to have everybody on the planet be a subscriber to this thing. And they would need like big companies need to adopt this in a big way. And also like they need to deliver on the efficiencies.
Right.
So this is another interesting debate. I think it's starting to emerge. Like, is the investment in AI worth it? Will the efficiencies emerge?
Oh.
And so actually, what do you think? I have a really I have a clear like perspective on this, but I'm curious what you think.
I think we need something. I think we're like super stale for the next tech innovation. So like,
do you think all this investment, like spending, like we're spending 2% of GDP on AI infrastructure in America?
I think we have to. I think we have to, right? Because we have a clear enemy, or we have a clear enemy that's doing this, regardless if we do it or not.
I saw a cool chart that said, okay, the railroad build out in the 19th century United States had peaked at 6% of GDP.
Right.
The telco build out, I want to say it was like 4 or 5. So 2000s, like remember we had dark fiber? Do you remember dark fiber? It was like all that fiber that got laid, they get it used.
Yep.
Eventually got used, right?
Yeah.
And all the railroads got used too. So we're at 1 to 2% right now. My take is that if you look back at all these booms, the capacity does eventually get used. So I don't think the build out is like I get kind of like where you were coming from, like we got to win the battle in AI, and we need to like just spend an enormous amount. Correct. I wish I had the number. Like the U.S. space program to put a man on the moon started to eat up a big percentage of GDP. I want to say like 3 or 4%. Like it was an enormous amount that was spent on like Apollo missions. A lot of people actually are not aware of this at all. Like how much money the U.S. government put into the space program. And I bring this up because like there's always this like, I wish we could get back to like how cool it was with the Apollo missions and space program. It's like, yeah, dude, we spent like 3 or 4% of GDP on it. Of course it was cool. Like we're not spending that much money on NASA, but like the point is that these types of like, I want to call it like inflection points in technology require enormous amounts of investment. And I don't think they're unwarranted. I would even make an argument that they're not because of the hype. They're because they are real technologies that are like battles that need to be won. And if you don't win, second place is a terrible place to be in these things. So like you want to be the leader for the United States in AI. We need to spend more. Like we need to win. We need to build out.
We have to, correct.
All the infrastructure. I have another theory. I never shared with you like another theory about like why there's this massive AI infrastructure build out. And so my theory is that this is gonna border that conspiracy theory land. I think the Pentagon and the defense industry. I think they actually have estimates how much AI capacity they need to win an autonomous war. And I think if you imagine that like the future is autonomous battles and autonomous war, you could calculate how much capacity is required to power the number of drones and systems required to win a war against China. Yeah, 100%. My guess is that 100%. Like this is where I like to always joke, like I'm not a mathematician, but my guess is that it is enormous. 100%. And that I ultimately think that like power consumption, power generation, let's say, generation and AI processing capacity at peak is the number one thing required to win an AI or autonomous war. You 100%. Need more capacity than your enemy. You need to be able to send like more drones, more autonomous tanks, more like aggressive hacking initiatives. Like you need to be able to overwhelm them with more. So the only way to do that would be to literally have more processing capacity and the power to like, and the power generation to power it to win the war. And I think there is a whole plan in place that we don't know about, or it's not at least, let's say, public, that the Pentagon and the military, all of those DIA, all those people
Mm-hmm.
are fully aware of and are fully implementing 100% consciously. And that, I think, is the main driver behind the
All of
AI
this.
infrastructure build out in the United States.
All of this. So you basically, it's computational power plus energy. That's basically the reason.
I've heard like anecdotally, right? There's been generals who make statements like, if this is what way out this fun. If like China was to invade Taiwan, they're like, we are going to rain down like 1,000 drones. Like they made these statements, right, about like, which we've never seen, like what type of like capabilities we would deploy, which is where I came to the conclusion, like, God, like if you're going to fly like thousands and thousands of drones, like you need massive processing power in order to do that, right? Which means that like the war is actually won by having that. Like you can't be like, oh, we don't have any more chips left. Sorry, we're just gonna like not be able to launch any more drones today. No weapon, no Wi-Fi access for you, right? Like it can't work like that. And so that's where I became convinced that that was really what's powering it. And I think like Microsoft, Google, these companies are like very close to the U.S. government, and Amazon, right? They all have contracts. Palantir, they all have contracts with the federal government, and that's what they're working on.
100%. I completely agree here.
I hope no one. Like I haven't heard anyone. I haven't heard this theory floated anywhere. It's my own crazy theory, but I believe it.
I believe it too. And just the fact that China's also doing this, right? Like,
right? I mean, China's clearly doing the same thing, and so it'd be easy to like to calculate this. And so I don't know if you've ever heard this, but like it's still a rumor, I believe, that the U.S. did the same thing with the Soviet Union, and that we knew the Cold War was a way to bankrupt the Soviet Union. I've heard other people say like this puts too much. It gives too much credit to CIA, but I think there are really bright people who work at all these agencies. Don't ask me how I know this, but like they are not foolish, and they are the kind of people who, and they are the kind of like thinkers that would engage in this kind of thing. That like, hey, over 20 years, if we build more tanks, and we're very public about it, right? Like the Cold War was super public. That it'll bankrupt the Soviet Union, and we have economic estimates and ways to calculate GDP, and like we understand what the nature of their system is, and that's essentially what happened. So like I think the same type of strategy at a very high level is being employed in the like battle with China.
Everything, basically. That's kind of like the strategy is we have to outspend.
And I know that now I'm on a list that we've made it public in this video, but but that's okay. Oh, buddy. Yeah, I mean that's how I see it.
I love it.
Awesome. All right, dude, I'm gonna go check out the food trucks.
Okay. Good luck on finding good options.
Yeah, I will, and I'll do some more tweets and stuff. I'm like gonna post all the things that we're doing here today, and tomorrow we'll announce the winners, and so I'll write some stuff on social media for that as well. So
good, awesome. Well, enjoy your day and have fun.
Awesome. Take care, buddy.
Okay, bye.